Welcome to the Personal Brand Elevator. It's a podcast with me, Petty Morgan, photographer, serial rebrander, entrepreneur and online business queen. We're here to talk strategies and tactics for personal brand elevation in an online remote world. If you provide services online, then you are your brand. So come on, jump in the elevator with me because we are going up. Mood-based marketing. What is it and how can it help you show up with more energy and authenticity online, in turn helping to elevate your brand above all of the others who are trying to do the same? Well, you know that live video is the most engaging form of content there is, and for that reason, most social medias actually prioritize it. Like when you jump on Instagram, you know who's live because they actually appear before any of the other stories. If you get on Facebook and somebody's doing a live, then you actually get an alert or a notification. So it's an amazingly effective way to reach people and connect and engage with them. I mean, they can ask you questions in real time and get a personal acknowledgement from the host. What a thrill. So it is obviously a really preferred method of communication. But sometimes you're just actually not in the mood to do a video, let alone a live video. But instead of letting that get in the way of sharing your message, I actually suggest you use kind of mood-based marketing to put yourself in front of your people regardless of how you're feeling or where you are, your location, or how you're dressed or how you appear at the time. So let's talk about mood-based marketing in the sense of the energy it brings to your content marketing. So when you show up in your marketing, you bring a certain energy with you, and whether that is relaxed or hyped or excited or obliged or bored, your energy shows up with you no matter what. So it's really important that you do a bit of a check on your energy before you choose how you show up for your people. They can really see it and feel it, and it will either magnetize them towards you or repel them away from you. Thankfully, a fabulous thing about online marketing is that there isn't just one way to market yourself. There isn't just one way to show up online and talk to your people. So you have multiple methods and mediums of sharing your message and showing up and allowing your audience to get to know you and hear your message again and again in a magnetizing way. You don't have to be on video if you don't feel like it, even though that is the most engaging form of content. Okay. Mood-based marketing is simply choosing a medium based on your mood, location, or appearance so that you don't get in your own way. So instead of doing an Instagram live, you might upload a pre-recorded video, okay? Or you could post one of your brand selfies or brand photos along with some text. Post like a creative and engaging Instagram story with a poll or ask me anything, that sort of thing. You don't actually have to put your face on a live video either. So you can still do a live, but if you don't feel like putting your face on it, you could direct your phone camera out the window at a nice view if you have one, and then just talk over that if you want to. It's still going to be live and it's still going to show up first in people's stories. Or maybe you could direct it at your computer or something else pretty. There aren't really any rules here except this. Don't stifle your message by letting a low vibe mood or anything else get in the way of sharing it. If you have something to share, just share it in any way. Some days you actually do feel like going live or getting on video. Maybe you woke up feeling great. The sun is shining, you have a new hairdo, or maybe you've got a new throw for the couch, I don't know. But you're feeling great and you're a little bit hyper, and you will bring that energy into your video. But some days you might just feel tired and moody, or your house is a mess, or your office. Or maybe there's just lots of noise in the background, but don't stifle your message. If you've got something to share, you need to share it. Don't bring that energy forwards into your message. Choose another medium. You've always got something to say to your people, whether it be to educate them on something they're struggling with, something that you can help them with, or maybe you've got an offer that you want to promote or talk about. Something might be happening behind the scenes that you would like to share, or you just want to share something you thought of right at that moment. What I want for you is a clear path to be able to share that message, whatever it is. So the same applies if you usually send your people a weekly newsletter, or you write a 3,000 word blog post every month, but you just can't seem to manage it right now for whatever reason, life is getting in the way, or your mood or whatever. Don't just obligingly churn that content out. People feel that energy. If you have committed to a weekly newsletter that comes out at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, okay, fine. You don't have to do a really long newsletter. Maybe you send them a link to an Instagram story you have saved in a highlight from earlier in the week that was high vibe. You can be creative here. Your business is supposed to be fun, so don't force yourself to show up in ways that bring about really bad energy. Remember, there are no rules except this. Don't stifle the message. The point here is to be creative. Remember what you have to say is valuable, and unless it remains unsaid, then it's really not very valuable at all. Share your message. Choose another medium if that's what it takes to get out there. I think I've said that about 15 times now. So just know that your mood and location or appearance at the time or anything like this doesn't need to get in the way. We don't stifle the message. We use what's available to us to get it out there, regardless of how we're feeling. I just really don't think you should force yourself out to show up in a certain way when you aren't feeling it, because again, that energy comes with you. It's kind of like, maybe I can use a party analogy. If you're the obliged person at the party, let's say that you went to a party, you didn't really want to go, but you felt obliged for whatever reason that your partner wanted you to go and show up, or your sister, auntie, mother, etc. You don't really want to be there. You've got a bit of a low vibe because you're not that excited to be there, and you've got a low energy. And people aren't really drawn to you because you don't really want to be there. You don't want to be that person showing up online in an obliged fashion, because people feel that energy too. There are ways that you can bring your full energy and personality into your content without being there in person. So if you're not in the mood to do a live, you can, for example, you can do it like a blog post or an email. They don't have to be just walls of text, You can also add brand photos of yourself, funny personalised gifts. I've made some personalised gifts of myself, and they're quite hilarious. Custom emojis like Bitmoji. I think you can make an emoji that looks quite like you. You can use these different ways to express yourself too. If you're not feeling like, yeah, I'm here on video and this is awesome, you can still generate some better energy in a blog post or an email. That's fine. Something I actually do personally is jot down all of the ideas that come to me, all of the inspiration that I get on a day-to-day basis in one of my mini Trello boards. If I'm not ready to share it right away, like I'll write down little learnings I've had when I've listened to somebody else's podcast, or maybe I've heard something that's really made me think about something in a different way, given me a new perspective, or maybe it's a big topic I want to talk about and I'm not really sure how to address it yet. All of these ideas get written down, and then I can flick through these ideas when I need inspiration for content. It's a real treasure trove actually for content topics. So if something comes to you and you're not ready to share it at the time in whatever medium, just keep a note of it, and when you are ready you can come back to it. Some days I really might feel like showing up live, so I can then go back to this list of ideas and draw inspiration from it. So you never get really stuck for content, high vibe content, let's say. The point is that you just keep showing up for your people in a variety of different ways if needed. It's okay to mix up your mediums that you share with, so video, text, email, blog post, podcast, Insta post, etc. But keep that message coming, because the people that are really interested in you and in what you have to say, they then have something to binge on when they find you. Think about the last time you came across someone whose content you really wanted to binge on, you just wanted to read everything. You might have thought, Oh, I just love her Kiwi accent. She is so funny. I just want to read and watch and listen to everything she's ever created. Ha ha ha. But the thing is, if you're sharing often, then your content does become binge-worthy naturally. There's nothing worse than coming across someone who you think's awesome, but they've hardly shared anything. It's like a one-hit music wonder, and you're like, when are they going to bring out their next single? Or you read all of the books in a series from an author and they've not written anything else. It's the worst. Don't do that to your people. Keep sharing. If somebody's following you, it's for a reason. They want to hear what you have to say, and it's up to you to share that message with them. But whatever capacity you're choosing to show up in, your audience has both eyes and ears, so they can choose how they consume your content. Don't be surprised if your video audience, they also read your posts, or your email newsletter people watch your videos. It's actually really good to give people a mix of content types, because that gives people more ways to discover your content. I'm not saying that you should be everywhere and that you should post on every platform in every medium. What I am saying is that you can post anywhere and it's not going to hurt, okay? Just remember that some mediums are less permanent than others. For example, Instagram stories. They're actually only live for 24 hours unless you save them as highlights on your Instagram profile, where you can also link to them. But a blog post, obviously that is permanent, and it's very findable through Google. So just different ways of people to be able to discover you. So my friend, what are you in the mood to share today? And how are you going to share it? How can you mix it up next time so that you don't let a bad hair day get in the way of a good message? How can you bring your full energy and personality to your content without being that low vibe person at the party? Mood-based marketing is the way. Thanks for jumping in the personal brand elevator with me. That's the end of this episode, but please subscribe to hear more and leave me a rating, as not only does it help others to discover this podcast, but it strokes my ego. Well, that's if it's a good rating. So yeah, okay. I'll read the bad ones too, I promise. Bye!